everyone. Welcome back to 2H Review. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Hannah, and we have finished Atypical Season 2, and now we are here to discuss. It was good.
Yeah.
It was actually really good. I think I might have liked it maybe better than the first season. I don't know. I'd have to...
I don't know. They're hard to compare.
Yeah.
Like, I like both. It's just...
It's hard to tell. They were both very good. So if you haven't seen Atypical, it's about this family where the oldest son is on the spectrum. He has autism. And it's them...
It's just like a family drama.
It's basically just, it's a comedy.
Comedy drama.
But yeah, it's got some drama. But it's just a half hour. And it's just a family going through life, with having a son that's on the spectrum. So it's...
Well, I feel like it's even hard to put a genre on it because it feels so much just like real life. Like this is
it
things,
actually is.
It could almost be like a documentary. Like,
it is very well done. Now I know there's been some critics about they're just stereotyping autism, and that's not. But there are many forms. Like there are different levels when you're on the spectrum. You could have a very extreme case where you're nonverbal but then you have a more high functioning. And so he's a little higher functioning, but he definitely has his tics, his things that set him off and things that he has to have. And, but I don't know. I think it's very well done. I mean,
it sheds light on a topic that, maybe people don't normally think about.
Yeah.
For families who have members who, who are on the spectrum, it's not something, it's common in everyday things, but for people who don't have that, they don't think about, what do families who have someone with autism, like how do they operate? And like this show kind of shows you a little bit about the dynamics and the drama and the fun of having somebody with autism.
Because it actually is a really funny show. Like it doesn't sound like it just from this description right now, but it actually is really funny. The cast is
not even like in a satire kind of way. It's just like natural.
It's just
humor.
Natural, like just people being
who they
making
people.
just making jokes and like whatever. But it's well cast. I like the cast.
Well acted.
And well acted. But season 2, we saw some milestones. So if you haven't seen it, I'm going to take a deep dive a little bit here. So
if you haven't seen it,
go watch
click
it.
Away now.
There's not very many episodes. They're only half hour. It's on Netflix.
I think it was first season.
The first season was 8 and the second season was 10. So
it's really, really quick watch. 18 episodes.
So it's 9 hours. It's not that bad. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Like, subscribe.
And then let us know what you thought.
Let us know what you thought. If you've watched it, come back and comment. So we're going to start talking about some details. I liked his arc, Sam. He kind of, started trying to become more independent and get himself ready for college and doing things more away from the house and trying to break, routines.
Because, the first season was, about, his counseling and, him, trying to adjust to these type of things, and now this one was more about him doing it himself and actually applying everything that he's learned so far in his life and how to handle situations. And so that was definitely interesting, and I also really liked his friend, whatever
Zahid. He's so
good. Not that I hated him in the first season, but I feel like his character had a lot more to do, and his character grew a lot on me in the second season.
His character's funny. One of the things I like about his character is that he's always more or less hitting on on Sam's mom. He's always just come in for a hug. That's how, he's always
My favorite scene, or probably not my favorite scene, but one of the funniest scenes was when
the dad's hallucinating.
The dad's hallucinating, and then he's like, "What did you say?" And I'm like, he just says the same thing.
The exact same thing, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was dying at that part.
I like Zahid. A new character that I actually really like, and a part of it's because I really like the actress. Casey Wilson was playing it was the school guidance counselor that was doing the group sessions.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I really like her as an actress, and I really liked her character because she was really funny. It's kind of some throwaway stuff where if you're not paying attention, you miss her kind of making a really funny line. I like that in the group sessions that they actually got kids that actually have autism to play, to be the actors in the group sessions that he was taking with So I liked that aspect. I thought that was cool. But yeah, so I liked the new guidance counselor. I thought she was funny. Julia didn't really have much to do, but like she was kind of in it throughout the season.
Yeah.
Just kind of popping up. I mean,
it's kind of unfortunate because I liked her character in the first season.
Yeah.
I wish they, I know it's hard to incorporate her more in the story considering how her story ended last season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm hoping they'll find a way to correct that if they do a season 3, which, I mean, they set it up to do one, so I hope that they
one thing that I liked was the montage of her listening to Sam's messages every week. And then at first she's just kind of like, what is he doing? I'm like shutting it off. And then
pretty soon, like, she's like,
she's like eating chips. Like, she pushes play and then like sits down and is like,
what happened this week?
I know. So I kind of liked like that whole like little montage. And it was interesting that Sam was still meeting their weekly sessions. He was just doing it on the phone and leaving her messages.
I feel like they left it for her to be able to have a little bit more of a role, considering it seems like the parents have forgiven her now a little bit more because she was at the graduation and everything like that, and they were even like getting like couples counseling. And she was like, "You guys need to go."
I know. She's like, "I have another client. There's nobody out there. They're coming."
So yeah, it looks like they're a little bit more accepting and forgiving of her now. So she still said there's no way that she would ever be his counselor again, which I mean is a little bit unfortunate. But maybe they can incorporate her as like a family friend or something where she can be a little bit more involved next season. Because I would like to see her character a little bit.
Yeah. Another character I really like is Casey's boyfriend Evan. I've always liked his character. He's just kind of he's kind of just like a doof, but he's like. But I like him. That one line, he had a line this season that had us both laughing.
Where Casey was like, "Get out of here, Mom." He's like, "Yeah, leave." And then she was like, it probably wasn't word for word, but something along those lines. We're like, "Yeah, get out of here." And then like the mom looks at him and he's like, "Oh."
Because like at first he's just like, "Oh, you don't have," and then like Casey's like,
he's like a big dork.
I know, yeah, he's just like a big dork. Who knows if we'll see him. I mean, obviously we'll see him in like the next season, but it might not be for long because of Casey's whole arc, which I kind of called. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know. It just seemed really fast and really like forced a little.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to find ways to add drama to the show when it's not needed because there is a lot of like just natural drama.
Yeah.
Like every relationship, every friendship doesn't need that conflict, and I feel like they're like, okay, which like friendship or relationship haven't we ruined yet? Like, okay, let's pick this one and then like do something.
Like we ruined the parents in the first season.
We broke up like Sam and his girlfriend, and like now this whole season they were still like having like on and off moments and like all this problems and all that.
And then at the end he's like, "Oh, I love you," and she's like, "Oh, okay, great."
And so it's like, oh, then here's this one like relationship that's actually I actually liked and it was going good. And like, let's find a way to like completely destroy it. It's like, can we just have like one good thing happen where there's not some kind of drama there? But.
Yeah, because who knows if the parents will reconcile.
Especially with the way it ended.
Well, yeah. So I had kind of called this, and I think we both kind of agreed. Yeah, that like once he met the lady who's she was the parent of somebody in Sam's group. As soon as they like met and they were talking, I was like, yeah, they're gonna get together. I was like,
and then even in the last episode, and she's like, let's meet after graduation and let's talk this through and we can work this out. And he was like, yeah, I'll be there. And I was like, no, he's not gonna be there.
I know. And then he goes to that other lady's house, and I was like, just to like talk, because he was like, I need like.
But when it ends with him walking in the house, I'm like, that's not a good sign.
I know. I'm just like, she's like, do you want to come in and talk? And I was just like, oh boy. Yeah, so who knows what's going to happen with the parents. Actually, the mom has moments of likability and then lots of moments of not. But one thing that I liked this season was when she decided just to be, like, brutally honest. And people would say stuff, and then she'd be like, oh, no. What do you think of my kid's hair? Do you think that looks... And she's like, oh, I think it looks okay. And she's like, it looks awful. And I was like, well, that's me a little bit right there. But, yeah, so I kind of liked that little period there where she was just, like, trying to be more honest, but she was just being, like, brutally honest with people. So I thought that was really funny. But, I mean, other than that...
It's such an entertaining show.
It's not like a super complicated, like, premise. It's just, like, this the son has autism, and it's a family comedy drama.
It's not even. It's not a full on comedy. It's not a full on drama. It's not. It's just. It's almost just like you're watching like a real family.
I mean, it's.
And it's like it's not like it's not my favorite show by any means, but like it keeps me like wanting to watch more, and I'm like it keeps me engaged and it keeps me interested in what's happening, and it's it's just a really like light show where you can just sit back and enjoy it, and you don't have to like sit there and like, okay, like, wait, what's happening now? Like, what? Like,
it's not.
It's really straightforward, and it's just a really good show.
Yeah, it's really entertaining. And now we have to wait like a year, assuming there's a third season, and they release it in August, like they have the first 2 seasons. Yeah, now we have to wait.
Well, see, because I watched the first season back in January, so or February or whatever, so I didn't have to wait as long.
But yeah, so we have to wait like a year. But we do have American Vandal coming up this weekend, so that's going to fill a little bit of a void until the rest of the show starts in October.
That's going to be a good show.
But yeah, so expect a review when we finish American Vandal. And you know what? We might even start doing like a weekly TV roundup where we kind of,
Well, but when we watch the whole show in a week,
Yeah, no, I mean like the weekly shows.
once
yeah, like we might just do like a weekly roundup and just kind of briefly talk about the shows that we've watched through the week, because I watch way more than he does, but I watch a lot of television.
Like a weekly, just like a recap on all the new shows and whatnot.
Yeah, what we thought, some theories, But yeah, so let us know.
Is there, before you kind of get into that spiel, if there's any other Netflix shows out there that maybe we haven't watched yet, or relatively new releases, and you want us to review them and talk about them, let us know. I'm always up for a new interesting show to watch.
True.
So if there's anything out there that wow, this is a really good show, you guys should watch it and make a video about what you think, go ahead and comment, let us know, and we'll look into it.
All right. So that you ruined my my flow. Yeah.
We need a cue card in the back, but we don't have anybody for that yet.
Do what he just said, and then like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.